Welcome to the Mind Myself Practitioner team. Alison, we're so glad you're with us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So wonderful. Alison, please, as we start this interview, tell us a little bit about who you are, your credentials, and why you love doing what you do.
All right. So I am a Holistic Wellness Facilitator. I live in northwestern Canada in the Yukon. This background actually is a picture that I took not too far away from where I live. So it's stunningly beautiful up here. And I've been a practitioner since 2009, and I got into it through animals. I love animals, always have. And I started off with a pet reflexology course. I thought that was awesome. So I did people reflexology, and then I did energy healing, and you just kind of add things as the years go by to help my clients, people and animals. So now, many years later, I do have quite a few credentials now.
Yes.
I'm a registered Canadian reflexology therapist. I'm a quantum touch energy healer instructor, a touch for health, specialized kinesiology muscle testing instructor. I do HeartMath, and I do animal massage, some body work, and it's called equine Hana somatics. I'm a level 1 educator for horses, which is awesome. So I like to combine everything that I've learned to help my clients reduce pain, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, move better, feel better, clear energy blocks, just so that they can be the best that they can be.
Fantastic. And I know that you do both in-person and virtual work with people, right?
Yes. Yes, the only thing that has to be in person is hands-on animal body work and reflexology. Everything else that I do can be done remotely by Zoom, by telephone, by email. Yeah.
Wow. And so when somebody books an appointment with you, they are getting a cornucopia, we'll call it, of incredible energy work background that you have. I can't wait for a session with you, Alison. I'm so excited. So wonderful. So describe your ideal clients or patients for us. Who do you most like to work with, both people and animals?
Oh, it's so hard to minimize that a little bit, but I love working with dogs who have behavioral emotional trauma issues. And if a dog or horse, for example, has some trauma in their background, training is only going to go so far. They've got some behavioral issues. And by clearing out that, then they can live a full, complete, happy life also. So I really like working with dogs, and I really like working with horses. But I've worked with cats, and I love cats. I even worked with a bull once.
A bull.
A bull, yes, yeah. So that's the animal side. For people side, I work mostly with women, and that's not to say that I don't work with men, because I do, but women tend to be a little bit more, they're the ones who will go out and find some help. So women who are experiencing anxiety, overwhelm, depression, chronic stress, unexplained pains and aches, because that's usually tied in with chronic stress and anxiety and overwhelm. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what would you say your focus, your particular focuses? You've been talking about that, but in your work, do you lean to quantum touch more? Do you lean to reflexology? I know you use all your tools, but what are your specific focuses?
Generally speaking, people will come and book a reflexology appointment mostly for just a general relaxation if they're working with some foot pain. Anything else when people book an appointment with, lots of people will just say, I don't know what I need, just do whatever you're going to do, right? So then we'll have a conversation. You know, what are they feeling? What's going on in their life? And how do they want to feel? And that directs the session. So it may be a combination of energy work and working with chakras and meridians. It could be working with emotions, doing some ancestral work or generational release work. So it does really depend. It is very individual.
And that's wonderful. Having individualized treatment is such a privilege. That's amazing. Tell us a little bit about what a first session with you, Alison, would look like.
So a first session, generally speaking, we always have an intake form, get a little bit of background, and then we'll chat. We'll chat about what your priority might be for your health, your wellness, whether that's physical or emotional, spiritual. Lots of women come to me because they've got that hamster wheel going, right? And because as women, we tend to try and do it all and juggle every single ball in the world, right? Is our responsibility. Yeah. And that's very admirable, but it causes a lot of issues. So I will usually always try and give some homework. And I don't like to call it homework because that kind of is irritating for a lot of people. However, it's some tools that you can use at home to help that hamster wheel, to reduce that feeling of overwhelm. We can talk ourselves into being really angry. We can talk ourselves into being frustrated, and really we can talk ourselves out of it, but we need some extra help, and we need to bring in some emotions, and we need to breathe. So there's lots of at-home tools that I like to give in addition to whatever we do in the session.
Oh, that's great. Now, in addition to one-on-one sessions and the tools that you give for people to do on their own, which is fantastic, do you have any other courses or workshops that you offer? And I think you have a whole slew of things that will be in the notes for this as well, or on your profile. Mm-hmm. But what kinds of courses or workshops do you offer?
So I offer quantum touch energy healing courses. I'm a level 1 and level 2 instructor. And so I have a level 1 course coming up November 18th and 19th, 2023. And so quantum touch, it's a super easy energy healing modality to learn. Anyone can learn it. Kids can learn it. It's awesome. And I teach Touch for Health, levels 1 through 4, which is a huge modality. It's muscle testing for health. It's not like physios use muscle testing. Very, very light pressure is used, and that clears out a whole host of imbalances in our bodies and mind and emotions. And I teach an online pet reflexology course, and I teach a course on epigenetics, so self-help tools that you can learn to help clear out imbalances. We have a lot of control over what genes get turned on and off with our diet, our thoughts, our emotions. So that's a fun course. And I'm the introduction to chakras and an introduction to ceremony and goddesses. And there might be a couple more in there, but
well, as it gives people a good reason to go and look at the rest of your profile and go, okay, there's so many things here. It's wide, it's deep, and it's rich and full of great information. I look forward to taking some of your courses too.
Cool.
So let's go a little bit more into the personal. Alison, how do some of your closest friends and colleagues describe you?
Oh, that's always such a tough question to answer. Kind and compassionate, a good listener, and grounded, especially in comparison, friends that I've known for 20 years, for example, because I wasn't always that way.
Well, that's great. And you said earlier you got into this work because of your own life circumstances. And so now you're sharing that with the world. So that makes perfect sense. And what do you do in your life to stay healthy now that you have all these modalities that you use and I'm sure practice yourself? Describe how you stay healthy in your life.
A lot of it is mindset and eating right. I try to eat right. And I've just started a bit of an exercise program because I don't really like exercise. But the biggest thing for me has been not controlling, but acknowledging and understanding my emotions and then shifting them. So many years ago, lots and lots of rage, just filled with rage. And over the years, I've learned a lot of different techniques. Living a life like that is really bad for your nervous system, among other things. But in order to be healthier, we need our nervous system to work properly too. And so shifting my emotions by shifting my thoughts and breathing has been huge for my own health.
Amazing. And so that's the work you do to help other people deal with that flooding of emotions, whatever they might be, and past trauma, anxiety, rage, as you say, and releasing it or acknowledging and releasing and
Yes.
bringing it to consciousness so that you can live a different kind of life with that. That's wonderful. And when you say you try to eat right, what does that mean to you? Briefly, we're not going to go into food and going. What is it to you?
That's an ongoing attempt in my life. I historically haven't been very good with what I eat. I eat a lot of junk food, and it's what I crave, right? So now I try and eat breakfast, which is huge. And then I just try and eat lighter meals. I don't think that taking away foods is really a good thing, but unless you're allergic to them, but in moderation. And we need carbs, we need protein, we need all of those things. So I do try to watch what I eat a little bit more than I used to, and just eat more veggies and fruits and those things. Yeah.
Awesome. And it sounds like you too are on a journey. And that's fantastic. I think all the practitioners on Mind Myself, and probably most practitioners everywhere, if they're on their life journey, they're on this path of growing their health and growing internal and external, and that includes food. And nobody is perfect and nobody gets there. So I'm happy to see that you're not as well. Join our club.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Alison, what's something that you're most grateful for in your life right now?
Oh, there's so much. There really is. Certainly grateful to have a home, to have a roof, to have the ability to go to the grocery store, especially given the events of the world. And I love where I live. It's beautiful, and it helps feed my soul. And I'm so grateful for the people in my life, and that's my friends, my family, and my clients. because I learn so much from my clients, and I love helping others, and I get lots of help too.
Thank you so much for that. What's one thing you'd like to leave your listener with today?
Be kind to yourself. Really, none of us are perfect. None of us have to be perfect. And we all make mistakes. And it's just part of life. And don't get hung up on them. Rectify them as we can, right? But really treat yourself like you would treat your best friend.
That is such good advice. As you're looking at Alison's video on her practitioner profile, treat yourself like you would your best friend. And we will leave it there for today. Thank you so much, Alison.
Thank you.